Hey, welcome back to the Nets. Unbiased views. They're fast, they're furious. Topics to be covered today. Uh, South Africa versus Sri Lanka, New Zealand versus Pakistan, and then last but not the least, reports from down under. Before we go anywhere, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Again, the name of the channel is Back to the Nets. Please do give me a shout out if you can. Uh, so let's jump into the first one. South Africa versus Sri Lanka. South Africa has been going in from strength to strength. So if you notice Dean Elgar, ever since we have had the Smith and Boucher combination backup, Dean Elgar and Markram, Aiden Markram has have both been supporting each other, firing all cylinders, and a cricketing brain coming in and helping them out. And it just seems that South Africa is slowly and surely getting back into the well-oiled unit again. They won the second test by 10 wickets. So interestingly, can see the hunger back in South African cricket. They are scoring at a run rate of 3.5 to 4 throughout the series, throughout the test matches. They don't really limit themselves to first session, second session, or third session. They just try to have that unanimous 3.5 plus run rate throughout, which helps any batting team. Yes, you lose wickets in the process, but what it does is it takes the shine off the ball. It also keeps that in and out fielding restrictions, which means that singles are on the offer at any single time when a new batsman comes in. And yes, South Africa has not really been able to capitalize on some of the starts that their batsmen are getting. Plus, also the fact that Sri Lanka's bowling lineup is not really considered the best on the planet. But nonetheless, South Africa had a mini collapse in the end of the first inning. They lost 85 odd for 85 odd runs. They lost 9 wickets. But nonetheless, their bowlers stepped up. Karunaratne had a brilliant 91, a captain's knock, but the other batsmen couldn't really build around him, and eventually Sri Lanka could just manage a lead of 67 odd runs, and that was the end of second test. South Africa again completed that. It was a 2-0 sweep, and now they travel to Pakistan with confidence in their back. Speaking of Pakistan, Pakistan versus New Zealand has been just a one-sided affair so far. I was hoping that since Pakistan posted 297 odd in the first inning, they would probably, their bowlers may have their tails up. They will come back in, and this is what the bowlers from subcontinent feed on. When they see a total, they usually have their tails up and they try to, get the batsman out, pitch the ball up. And from what we have seen in Pakistan so far, we don't really think they have the bowlers to do that anymore. And it's a sad thing because Pakistan was always known to come out with these amazing bowlers. And agreed, they might not have won in the past a lot, but at least it was a brilliant fight that we used to see. Pakistani bowlers versus any other team's batsman, and we would see that happening. But these days, we see Mohammad Abbas, who has probably got a pace of 125 to 130, and at that pace, even if you pitch it up, it's not going to help you much. We have Shaheen Shah Afridi, who is a good bowler, taking nothing away. He has a brilliant T20 record in 2020, but test record, I think he lacks the consistency. There's that one ball that he bowls which releases the pressure. It's a boundary hitting ball, and then on the other hand, the fielding is not really, the slip cordon is not backing their bowlers. Kane Williamson's catch has been dropped, and Kane Williamson, who's we all know is batting on a different planet altogether, has not really shown any sign of stopping. This is his second back-to-back 200, I guess. And eventually, when he did get out, he was because he was trying to accelerate at the lower half of the day. But posting 600 odd and a lead of 356, I think Pakistan were asked to bat out 5 overs of the day, and they lost Shan Masood again. Shan Masood, who has scored 0, 0, 0, and 8, I think, in the last 4 innings, could not really add anything to the score. And right now they have Abbas with Abid Ali batting on the pitch. So it's not really good signs considering they have 6 sessions to bat out. Yes, there is a probability of rains in the near future, but I don't think that will be enough to even earn a draw. Somebody will have to bat out of the skin. Uh, So that was it. Four bowlers from Pakistan, and this has been unheard of. Four bowlers from Pakistan, all four of them frontline bowlers, managed to give away more than 100, and the fifth bowler was 2 runs short of that. So five bowlers who collectively gave away 100 runs each um, is not going to help you win a test match. On the other hand, Pakistan was having their Quaid-e-Azam Trophy final being played out, and that was a brilliant game, as we heard. It wasn't covered anywhere, and I was just going through that and found out the reports. But Hassan Ali, who used to be Pakistan's frontline bowler, has who has now I think got 43 odd wickets in nine last matches that he has played. Also scored a 100 to tie the game for in the finals. And when you think about it, this is a massive feat considering this is where Pakistan is lacking, or for that matter, any team from subcontinent lacks, where the tail doesn't wiggle as much as we want. So Hassan Ali scoring 100 and then a brave declaration in the first inning, 250 for 9. He declared because he wanted to go and outright win that game. So that was something that I'm pretty sure Pakistan board will consider. So the match was between KPK and Central Punjab, and it was tied on the last day. So that's always nice to see brilliant cricket happening all around the world. Um, Going into the last part of the game, which was India and Australia. Tons of things have happened where Rohit Sharma and four other players were caught breaking the COVID bubble, and then the controversy of Brisbane Test and what did they do wrong, and mixed feelings about it, mixed thoughts about it. So five of these guys go out to eat. One of the fans comes in and says he sees these players and he wants to pay the bill for these guys. It starts raining, so they go into the restaurant to get away from the rain, or wait for their cab or whatever. And this picture circulates all over the media that players have been breaking the COVID bubble. What I feel is a little bit controversial here is we also, on the other hand, see pictures of Warner joining the team after Warner was spending time with everybody, and he comes and joins in without really going through a protocol. Or for that matter, Smith and his wife posting pictures of them getting back together, and putting pictures of how they finally got a chance to meet after 4 months. So can we question the fact that Smith's wife was not really in a COVID bubble, and him meeting and him coming in and joining the team back is going to, potentially break the COVID bubble? And in any case, all the players have been tested yesterday, and all of them tested negative, which is a good thing. So we can finally put this behind and start focusing on cricket again. And speaking of cricket, the sad news from India's front is KL Rahul suffered an injury today. He strained his wrist, and it's being believed that since it takes 3 weeks to heal the wrist completely, he might just come back and join the NCA again in Bangalore. So he flies out in the next few days, and it is pretty much a done deal then that we have Vihari, who will be used in the third test at least, and the only backup batsman now that we have is we have Prithvi Shaw out there and Shreyas Iyer as backups for the last test, wherever that happens, Brisbane. Speaking of Brisbane, again, there seems to be a little bit of a discrimination that's being happening out there, and I completely stand with Team India, where uh, why should a team who has been in Australia for over a month and a half suddenly again have to go through a COVID protocol of 15 days quarantine, when the Australian team, who has also been there for a month and a half, don't have to go through the same thing? So, yes, I stand with BCCI and the board that no, it doesn't make any sense to go through a COVID protocol again when the same rules are not being applied to the other team. And again, we are talking about a team where there are 20,000 spectators in the ground. The Australian team is not really following the same protocols. Then why should the Indian team, when there have been no significant additions to the team, or there have been absolutely no additions to the team? So, I guess there's still a question out there if the fourth test will be happening in Brisbane, or if the fourth test will be moved to Melbourne or Sydney. Um, we can just wait and watch. The third test begins tomorrow, US time. So that's all that I have for that. Good luck to the Indian team, and hopefully Pakistan shows some fight on day 4 and day 5. That's all that I have. So guys, wherever you are, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It will help me a lot. And wherever you guys are, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.